Hi, good afternoon. This is John Akinao from Prudential California Realty, once again with your Buyer's Minute. You know what? Today's a rainy day. And you know why I know something? You know why today's one of the best days to go looking for a house? Because then you get to see how well it's built. And you get to look at things, which I'll point out in a few minutes, of things that you should not overlook at any time during your inspection. And perhaps this makes it much easier for you to buy that house because you actually get to see things, how the roof works, what the drainage situation is around the house, and other features. How warm or cold does the house feel? Things to consider. And especially if you're considering selling your house, you should consider the same products too, the same issues, because those issues can ultimately determine your price. And if there's issues with your house, if you want to sell it, they need to be either A, addressed, or B, accounted for in the sales price. So let's take a look at some common things that you, the home buyer or home seller, should check out when you are going to list your house. First thing we need to consider, does it have any drainage problems? Now if we notice right around here, at the very edges of the patio, we see water collecting. We see that the eaves of the patio do not have any gutters. So water is going to pool up around here. We look at there's no side yard isn't really flooded. And I gotta tell you, today the rain has been a little on the heavy side. Grass is really growing. And we notice that, outside of not having gutters, we do see some shiny reflection as, would indicate water is present and might indicate the need for, in this case, gutters. If water collects here, one thing you would want to look out for, does the water tend to wash back towards the patio? And if we could see, there's no water collecting around the patio rim, which is good because we wouldn't want the water going back. There are sometimes people have done things to houses that the drainage is upset or oriented in the wrong direction and must be addressed when you are going to live in the house. We look on the ceilings and we don't detect any stains on the ceilings or blisters. There have been times sometimes you'll hear a pitter patter and you'll see a wet spot on the floor. And it's really means there's a leak. No obvious signs of immediate stains on the ceiling, which is good. We're also looking outside this window. A key feature, if we look really closely, what do we see there? No rain gutter. So what happens there? We see puddles. We see the potential for water collection in that area, which could cause moisture throughout this whole area. We see also in the flower bed, water tends to collect, meaning the soil does not have good drainage. And it also helps you to understand that when you plant things out in the yard, you may have issues that maybe your soil needs a little bit of correction, such as organic materials. We look right here, and we do notice very obvious drainage problems, which should be addressed because that could wash out a lot of things. Water is usually not a good thing near a foundation. This is perhaps easier corrected with adequate gutters. Also, maybe a French drain would be helpful in this area. We also look outside down at the gutter. The street itself tends to be fairly well taken care of, as the gutters seem to be moving. There's no backups on the street, which is good. I'm not going to take my camera out there in the water, obviously. Outside of that, as you can tell, this is a pretty good bank-owned house. A good example of what you, the home buyer, should consider. Yes, it is raining out there. In days like this, you may not want to go out there and see a house because you don't want to get wet. Yet, it's tremendous benefits to you, the home buyer, to do that. I'm John Canaro, and I thank you once again for watching this Buyer's Minute. Only on Real Estate Pro John on YouTube. Thank you very much. You have a good day. Bye-bye.